Hello, everyone, and welcome to Demystifying Divinity with Joanna and Jenny. Joanna, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing spectacular, and I'm excited to discuss the September energy updates. Can you even believe we're in September? What the heck is
No,
going on?
I can't. WTF, where does the time go?
What is happening? So we're just going to get right into it. And I'm going to talk about, first of all, just going to discuss the energy of September as far as the astrology goes. And then we're going to go into an all signs forecast, all the way from Aries through to Pisces. And I do recommend everyone listen for their sun, their moon, and their rising, as well as if you have a stellium. A stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in any given sign, because you kind of are that sign, even if it's not your sun in that sign. So your sun you're listening to, that's your soul, your king energy. Your moon is your queen energy. That's your emotional energy. And then your rising is how you show up in this world. But it's not your soul. It's not exactly who you are, but it's the way people see you. So sun, moon, rising. And then the rising also shows you the area of life that will be impacted. So listen to all of them. And first of all, I just want to talk about last month, August. Lionsgate portal. Can we just have a little moment to say OMG and WTF? Can we or can we not, Joanna?
Yes, and not only from me, but from my clients as well. Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the most activating Lionsgate portal in the world.
Thus far, I have a feeling there will be more of these.
And, go back and listen if you'd like to the August update. But, we went into it, what the Lionsgate portal means. And, just to summarize it quickly, heart-opening activations on steroids, right? Like, is that what you were sensing within your own self and with your clients as well, Joanna?
Yes, and activations, mega activations.
Activations, getting us all prepared.
Old memories, old stories, old inadequacies coming up to forefront. Yeah. Fun time.
Fun. Good times. Good times. Okay. Just wanted to bring that up. Okay. And then also last month, Mercury station direct. So hallelujah. And can I get an amen and a women?
Amen.
Yes. Mars entered Libra, Venus entered Leo. There was a full moon in Aquarius on August the 9th. And then there was a new moon in Virgo on August the 22nd. Okay, so that just summarizes quickly the WTF and OMG astrology energy of August. And, I just read that like it was nothing, but it was certainly something. It was like, right? I like to start like this. Like, it's kind of funny, but it's like, can you believe that all happened? Are you feeling that, Joanna?
Yep.
Okay.
Still feeling it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I would like to drop a nice little bomb for all of you now. Let's have it. Thought it was that. No, no, no. I would just like to say something, and I would like to say it perhaps softly and slowly for all of you. And my voice is going to change too. And I would like to say, eclipse season is coming.
Ah.
Okay. And I got the whole body goosebumps. Joanna's like, oh, now I get it. Because actually, before we pressed record here, Joanna's like, oh, I've written some notes. Should I say? I'm like, no, no, no. He's like, no, 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 no. No, I'm going to start and I'm going to open and I'm going to put the bomb on you, because just a little FYI for our new listeners. Joanna loves astrology. She connects to astrology, but she doesn't necessarily follow the astrology. She doesn't necessarily know what's coming up. She's listening to it as a newbie, right? And so she probably didn't even know eclipse season is happening. Am I right with that, Joanna?
I think I heard you at some point earlier in the year, but it kind of makes sense based on what I wrote, but we'll talk about that.
Fantastic. Yeah. So just a quickie then. September 7th, there's a full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Pisces. And then September 21, there's a new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo. But that's not it. There's more. So Saturn retrograde back into Pisces. So Saturn just entered Aries. We've talked about it quite a bit on this podcast. And so Saturn's going to be going back into Pisces at the beginning of the month. Mercury is going to be moving through Virgo and Libra in September. Uranus is going to station retrograde in September. Mars enters Scorpio in September. Whoa, whoa, like, spoiler alert. It's going to be sexy. Okay. And then Sun enters Libra. And it's going to be the autumn equinox. So there's an equinox that there's the eclipses. Mars is going into Scorpio. I mean, it's sexy. It's changing. It's holy moly. September's big.
Sounds like a smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord of, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to go through all 12 signs. Joanna's going to tune in. I'm loving it. She's got her highlighter out. She means business because she's written notes and now she's like, oh, it all makes sense. And before going into an all signs, we actually did a podcast on eclipse season, how to survive eclipse season. I do recommend you going back and listening, but just a quick little recap about eclipse season. What we do is we sit back, we get out our popcorn and we watch and we wait and we listen and we observe and we don't do manifesting. We see what comes in, we see what goes out. We honor the cycle of the eclipses because eclipses are destiny point. And we honor that. Joanna has a card. She's dying to say something. Say it, Joanna. Just say it.
Well, I just felt the need to pull a message for the collective. Ready? Don't avoid your shadows.
Okay.
Okay. That's very
okay.
Pertaining eclipse. This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Shadows is our favorite subject.
Oh. Yeah. We're going to keep talking. We talk about it every day in the podcast. We're going to keep talking about it. If something leaves your life, do the shadow work. It hurts. It's painful. You're outraged. You're raged. You don't care. It's okay. Mm-hmm. If something enters your life, you are shocked beyond belief. Feel it. Feel it. Mm-hmm. Go with it. Go with it. Mm-hmm. And you don't do the magical manifesting at eclipses. So putting it out there. You don't look at it. You don't look at the eclipse at the exact moment. You embrace it. This is a destiny point. This is your higher self working with you. These are your spirit guides saying, okay, we're going to get you on a path. And they're basically the great timeline shifters, right? Mm-hmm. So you're going along one way. You might be way far away from your timeline of your highest self, or you might be really close. So it might not really feel like much. And you might be thinking, holy, that astrologer on that Demystifying Divinity podcast, she's so dramatic. What's she talking about? Okay, well, good. So maybe you're really close to your highest timeline. And it was like a tiny little step. For other people, it's going to be a fall down the cliff.
And pivot.
And then you've got to climb back up. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, we're not saying something bad is going to happen. We never talk about things in terms of bad.
Right.
But
change.
Tis the season for confronting shadows. Tis the season. Well, Joanna, how do I confront my shadows? Well, first and foremost, know that you have a shadow. And you know what?
Yeah, we all do.
It's okay. Shadow, at the end of the day, is there to protect you from something. At least know what you're trying to protect yourself from. Because likelihood what we're trying to protect ourselves from is from an illusion. We're projecting something forward, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen.
Right.
We're just projecting it forward because it has happened. And as long as we project forward what has happened, we always live in the past. We live in our shadows. Right? But this is the season to face your shadows. Jenny beautifully pointed out how the good old feel
the feels.
Feel. We talk about embodiment in our August podcast. Embodiment is the thing. It's moving from the head, what you know, what you understand, what you're conceptually aware of, to be that being you. It's no longer what you think. It's not what you believe. It's who you are. So you can tell yourself you're a confident person, but if you're not feeling it, you're not wearing it. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So can I go through some of the highlights here that I made?
Oh yeah, before we go through the all signs. Yeah.
So these are the themes that came up. First and foremost, consistency is key. Being consistent. Bold. Not longer asking for permission to be seen. That's a big one for many people. Instead, make yourself available. So there's something about allowing ourselves to be available, which means we haven't been before. Honesty, accepting things at face value, aiming high, being consistent and persistent with it. So whatever you're aiming for, be consistent and persistent with it. And I saw a vision of somebody knocking at the door and nobody answers and the person just kind of walks away and the universe is like, no, keep knocking until it opens. So there's a message there for someone. Transparency, clarity of communication. So these are all the themes. Do what you say what you'll do. Practice what you preach. Very important. Being upfront with people. So again, transparency keeps coming up over and over again. Sometimes we're not being upfront with people because we don't want to hurt their feelings. So what ends up happening is we're not being upfront with them. Not that we lied, but we prevent ourselves from speaking our truth. And when we don't speak our truth, it's generally connected to some sort of a shadow. When we don't speak our truth, we don't experience our truth because we're not able to express it. So speaking your truth, but being very upfront with people, but also being very upfront and honest with ourselves. So this is radical truth-telling. Radical truth-telling. Be clear in what you will do and what you won't do. Don't hold truth from yourself. Or don't hide truth for yourself. Here's a good one. Don't push your agenda onto other people. Let them ask you for it first. I don't know how that connects, but that's interesting. Heightened intuition in the month of September. More emotional balance. Can we say yay to that? A vision I had of withdrawing our sword, and the words were, not your fight. So if you are fighting in some situation, maybe it's worth asking yourself the question, is it worth the fight? Is it even my fight? Because if it's not, you're wasting your energy and wasting your time. This was interesting, and I thought of you right away. Some of you will either have psychedelic or psychedelic-like experiences. And the feeling that came with that is high on life. So whenever I have these moments of heightened perception of higher consciousness, I literally feel high on life. Doesn't last long. I get pockets, so I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to retain that awareness of that energy for longer periods of time. But some of you may feel high on life. Some of you will be realizing what is your purpose. You'll have clarity around what your purpose is. So those were the themes. I don't know if they align with anything that what you said, but those are the themes.
Stunning, Joanna, because these eclipses are on the Pisces Virgo axis, okay? So Virgo is just urging and demanding us to have some discernment and do the damn thing. Let it go. Pisces is letting go, letting goddess, forgiving, closing the door that's just no longer, it's served, it's no longer serving. Now we're going to a higher timeline. And it probably 99.9% of the time has to do with a spiritual upgrade, with spiritual living, with integrating spirituality at some level. It doesn't mean you have to join a religion. It doesn't mean you have to believe this. It just means like you could do any job, any job. You could be a mom. You could be a janitor. And you bring a level of, peace to what you're doing, having the discernment from Virgo, doing the damn thing, working at it daily habit, having discernment, making the decision, and going toward higher timelines. So it's on that axis of like, what do I do daily that's going to get me there? And that's going to let me let it go and close doors for the higher timelines.
Mm-hmm. As you're talking, I wrote being true to yourself, because you said the word spiritual, being spiritual. And so this is part of my shift. The whole idea of even saying being a spiritual, that label kind of doesn't fit for me anymore. It's kind of weird. It's a label because we're all spiritual at the end of the day. But if you guys are wondering, what does it mean to us when we say being a spiritual person? What I got was, honestly, to be a spiritual person is just to be true and honest with yourself. Because when you're true and honest with yourself, you connect with your spirit. So you are living spirit-led life. That's what they say spiritual is. Pretty simple. It's difficult, isn't it?
Aren't we funny? Aren't humans funny?
Yeah. But humans are funny. All right.
We're so funny. Aries. Let's start with Aries. We're ready. Okay, Saturn is retrograde and it's leaving your sign on September 1. So the first day of the whole month, September 1, Saturn's going back to Pisces, okay? So it's a break time from all this seriousness of Saturn. Because Aries, I'm an Aries. Like, I know Aries energy well. We're like little children. Like, we like fun. So it might feel like the kid who was sent to the principal's office, right? So with Saturn being in Aries, sorry. So it might have felt like, oh my God, I've got to be quiet and I've got to be serious. Might feel like that, for us Aries folks. So now that Saturn's going out of our sign, retrograding back into Pisces, right? Now, this is such a beautiful time for us to embrace our inner child, that innocence of our inner child, the brilliance of our inner child, and then follow the strong urges that Saturn was helping us to grow up and make decisions and do the damn thing, right? So this is our urging from the cosmos, the Saturn leaving us, going to Pisces to become the observer. Okay, what was I learning about being serious or making boundaries or like finally doing the thing I've always thought I was going to do, but I didn't do it yet, like that sort of thing, building something, whether it's like an actual building, whether it's like a building of a house or like whether it's building that dream, finally making that dream come, right? Or finally setting that boundary with that person that like steals my energy or whatever, right? So Aries, you've also still got Neptune and Chiron retrograde in your sign. So it's not like this massive break, okay? Okay. It really isn't. But there's a lot of opportunities with this astrology for us to grow up and get to our next level because we can do it, because we're the leaders, because we're courageous. What do you think, Joanna? What do you think of my interpretation of what's happening with the cosmos and what you're picking up on for Aries?
Speaking of being a leader, the word I got was message. Promote yourself, let people see you and your gift.
Mm-hmm.
I also received the name Barbara. I don't know who it belongs to. Do you know Barbara?
Barbara.
Do you?
Well, besides Streisand, who I don't know.
So maybe one of you who is listening, your name is Barbara. Yeah. So maybe that's a really important message for you.
Yeah.
The card that came through was sacral chakra in reverse. So what this is telling me is that there is, and this is apropos for the eclipse season. Bottom line is this: if you are holding on to some unresolved pain, emotional pain, in your sacral chakra, I'm hearing the word emotional abuse, any kind of abuse, neglect, emotional neglect, anything of that sort and more, you will naturally have a tendency to keep yourself small. Okay. So in order for you to promote yourself and let people see you and your gift, you have to let go of the idea of smallness that you perceive yourself as. So I think we all humans have it to some extent, but this is specific for Aries. Now I'm looking at your face. Does that make sense to you? Because you're Aries. Okay.
It's so true. I've really been receiving that guidance too for stop playing so small. Stop playing so small. Yeah. And it's like, well, I thought I wasn't. And it's like, well, yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah, there's always infinitely more. There's always more. Yeah. So that's the message for Aries.
Aries, good one.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Okay. Taurus. Okay.
Oh, and one more message. Sorry for Aries. Just flew in right now. You're cracking open. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Thank you. Taurus. Okay. Uranus left your sign on July 7th, and it has been there since May 15th, 2018. Now, I know this is how I started the August energy update, but I'm just saying, like, how are you doing? And I know I asked that last month, but I'm saying it again because Uranus was in your sign, Taurus, and it was no joke. And it was like frying of the nervous system and a total rewiring of the system. And now it's gone. Okay. But frankly, you're still processing that, Taurus. So like, frankly, how are you? Take it away,
Well, I'm a Taurus, right? And I was going to say to you, you mean it's going to keep going? This is because it's my sign. They come to me differently so that I don't bastardize it with my mind. But the idea of Big Bang. So what happens when Big Bang happens? How would you describe that?
Right. A shattering of it all.
Yeah, like, and something big happens. Not a disaster. It's actually the opposite of a disaster, but something big happens where you stop holding yourself back, Taurus. You stop holding yourself back. And again, just like with Aries, we hold ourselves back because we feel insignificant, not valuable, unworthy, yada, 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 which is a bit stuff that's been coming up for me. And it feels like September is almost residual of August. So it continues in terms of releasing. Now I'm thinking that's pretty good for the eclipses, because you definitely want to eclipse things out of your beingness. So the cards came through. Moving on. So you are definitely moving on from something. Okay. You're moving on. You're at the edge of something new. You're just at the edge of something new. And also with moving on comes joy and stability. So you're leaving something behind, but as a result of leaving something behind, something amazing is happening. And this message feels to me like there's a lot of hope for the future. There's a lot of hope for the future. So I also want to say, it's equivalent to receiving yet another upgrade. I'm thinking, oh God, another one. Oh my Lord.
I totally feel that for the Taurus, because like nothing else is going on for your sign except for
all of that.
Except for that. So it's like, Taurus, you're being given a moment by the cosmos to just go, oh, I need to process Uranus going through my sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because Uranus always seeks to liberate, but it's the great liberator, if you catch my drift. Okay. You're not going to be the same.
Yeah. I can already say that I feel different. I don't know how, but I do. But
right. And you're still processing.
But I feel like I'm still in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you Taurus people, like, we're not just talking Taurus sun. We're talking if Taurus rules your first house, that's your Taurus rising, Taurus moon. Yeah. Taurus people. Yeah. You're still processing it. And that's normal.
Mm-hmm. All right. Fun times.
Okay. Gemini. So go back and listen to Taurus, Gemini. Okay. Because I was just talking about how Uranus just left their sign after having been there since 2018, because Uranus just entered your sign. And that just happened on July the 7th. So I know I started last month's update the same way, but I'm going to ask you, Gemini, how the heck are you doing? Okay. It's going to retrograde back into Taurus on November 7th. So you're going to have a little breaky poo. You're going to have a little break on November 7th, but like, you're getting the downloads, you're getting the nervous system reset, you're getting the upgrades right now as you listen to my voice. Okay. And it's going to be in there till May of 2033. So Gemini, you are so brilliant. You are the messengers of God. Are you available? Are you feeling it? Or is it coming in? Tell me, Joanna, how are you feeling it for the Geminis?
Well, the first message that came through was expect the best and forge new pathways. And the card that came through, I think it's Three of Swords in a traditional tarot. I'm not a tarot reader. But this card says sadness and isolation. But what I see here, you see this is a sad person, aspect of the person, and there is a revelation happening here. It's not that you're removing sadness from your life. It's that you are no longer letting your sadness rule your life. So how do we do that? Well, we process the emotions of sadness. Sometimes, when we don't process our emotions, they get stuck in our bodies and then they are perpetual triggers. So there's something about sadness and isolation that you are moving away from. Maybe you've been feeling a lot of need to isolate so that you can process so you can process all of this, but you are ultimately freeing yourself from, quote unquote, your past. And it has to do a lot with sadness.
Mm.
It feels heavy, but not heavy in a negative way. It feels dense. It feels like you're moving through a dense energy. That's why they said expect the best, because it may not be feeling, like a party, but also you're forging your pathway. So this is going to, disconnecting from your sadness, or this, it's not disowning, it's not allowing your past rule your future. That is how you're going to start forging your pathways. Yeah. So you're growing a lot.
You're being liberated.
Gemini. Yes.
It's the great liberator.
Even if you look at this photo, if you can see it on a video, this person is being liberated and the mind is being healed. Yeah. And open hearts. Yeah. Beautiful.
It is. That was a powerful one for Gemini.
Last message for Gemini. It is safe for you to be yourself.
Good one. Okay, Cancer. Venus went through your sign last month and it left your sign on August 24th. So the whole month of August, basically, you had Venus in your sign. How beautiful, nurturing, supportive, family, emotionally fulfilling. Also, this is a biggie, on August 12th, which, funny enough, we are recording this on August 12th.
And it's 12:22. Oh, my lords.
Okay, listen up. Venus and Jupiter are together in your sign. So it's a very benefic day. It's great benefics are together. This is so expansive. It is so beautiful. It is so divinely feminine. So again, like, we're pretending it's not happening on this exact day that we're recording this, but if you can think back to August 12th, the two great benefics in your sign, bringing abundance and divine feminine joy and peace, right? So did you feel the feels of this? Did you, Cancer, did you embrace the beauty, all things beautiful? Did you embrace the family bonding? Did you embrace the divine feminine from last month? Because in September, you don't have big transits going through. It was big for you in August. And so it's a check-in month for you, right? And when these eclipses come in September, to pull on that divine feminine abundance that you received in August. Are you feeling that for the Cancers, Joanna?
Yes. So what you're going through is some form of ego restructuring. And the process of that, you are peeling all layers of yourself in order to reveal what's always been underneath. So at the end of the day, underneath all the layers of our ego structure, there is this infinite potential. And that infinite potential is part of Source. So when you strip down all the layers of our ego construct, we are left with the essence of who we are and infinite potential. The more layers we have on top of our potential, the less we will experience our potential. So Cancer, you are revealing parts of yourself that you have either denied, disconnected from, or literally abandoned. And generally we do that because of shadow. Okay. So working through ego restructuring is effectively working through your shadow. And that's the solar plexus chakra. So you might experience some involuntary movement in your solar plexus, like things are moving a lot. You are processing a lot of emotions. You're digesting, not just food, but you're digesting a lot. 4 is a number of stability for me. So you are forming not only new relationship with yourself, which is going to help you feel a lot stronger on the inside, but that strength on the inside is going to effectively be reflected on the outside, because everything on the outside is a mirror image of what's in the inside. Right? So not only are you growing, not only are you evolving, but you are also seeing so much more for yourself that you've given, that you're seeing more for yourself. No, you're choosing to see more of yourself. And it's because you've denied it before. Yeah. So no more self-denial, self-honesty, all of that beautiful stuff. But it's very revealing. Yeah, it's very revealing.
It's tender, right? Like a new rebirth. It's a new you. Wonderful. Thank you. Leo, hope you had a great birthday. Also, hope you had a transformational 8-8 portal. Did you remember who you are? Did you embody your divine nature? Did you reclaim your innocence? Did you shine your light? Did you embrace your pride and your courage? Because Leo, if anybody was going to get transformed by the 8-8 portal, it was you. So not trying to put any kind of like, make you feel bad if you didn't, but like it was available to you, Leo. Did ya? Did ya? Also on August 25th, Venus entered your sign and it will be there until September 29th. So you've got Venus, the great, beautiful Venus. How are you feeling? Are you doing the divine feminine? Is it there? Is your heart open? Are you just so loving? Is the divine feminine with you? Is it overflowing? Is the abundance overflowing? Is your heart chakra feeling open? Okay, again, Leo, maybe I'm coming across strong, but like you have had opportunities in August and in September to be full on open-hearted living and making all your decisions from the heart. Are you?
Well, speaking of, apparently some of you will be getting new proposals. So that could be any sort of proposal, a proposal for a job, maybe it's a marriage or a financial proposal. There is new opportunities for new proposals. The question to you is, are you accepting or are you denying? That's a message. Are you accepting or are you denying? But here's the best news of all. The Nine of Cups is probably one of the best cards you can get in any tarot deck. And this is dreams coming true.
Yeah.
This is the result of your inner work. Hands open to receive abundance in whatever form or shape it comes in. This is not coming because you're closed. This is coming because you've opened up. How you've done it, I'm not sure. Probably had to face a shadow or two.
One or two,
yeah. But this is what you can expect for yourself. And again, it can come in very different forms. Financial abundance, love, opportunities, new proposals. Also, whatever comes to you, if it feels almost too big, the message here to you is you deserve it. Sometimes we want big things, but when they actually come to us, our body kind of collapses because it's not used to being in receiving of something so great. And then what happens is our shadow of undeserving or our worthiness or anything of that sort will come up to the forefront. Whatever is transpiring, whatever you are being gifted with, doesn't matter how big it feels, you deserve it. So there's some deserving stuff going on there. So one of your shadows may be deserving that. Yeah. So that's for Leo.
So good. Virgo, hope you had a great birthday because this is the month of activation for you. Okay, Virgo, you are the stars this month. And let me just, the list is long, Virgo, so settle in, grab your cup of tea, okay? Because here it starts. The South Node has been moving through your sign. You already know this. The new moon in Virgo on August the 23rd was at 0 degrees. And now for all the things. September 2, Mercury enters Virgo. September 13, the Sun and Mercury are together. So Mercury's your communication. It's God's messenger. The Sun is your soul. September 19, Venus enters your sign. Venus, love, abundance, beautiful thing. September 21, new moon solar eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo. Now it's a partial eclipse, and that's because the South Node is at 17 degrees, and this new moon is at 29 degrees. This particular solar eclipse has a kite formation, okay, with an opposition to Saturn. So, with an opposition to Saturn on a new moon solar eclipse, yeah, it could be a challenge if you are going to go there. with that energy. It could be a challenge. You know what? Embrace it. If it comes in, embrace it. If it leaves, embrace that too. Okay, there's going to be a lot going on for you, Virgo. Please remember, you don't need to do anything, Virgo. You don't need to do anything here. You need to become the great observer of your life and have the discernment that you know you have. You are the queen and the king of discernment. Please just take a rest and just observe it, and use your discernment, Virgo, because this is the biggest, most activating month for you.
Really interesting.
What do you think, Joanna?
Well, the first message is say yes more often. Don't hold back. Feel. Intuition. Listen. Quiet the noise and listen. There's something, whether it's your heart or your higher self or both, that wants to communicate to you, but you've been too much in your head. Okay? When we're in our head, we're effectively in our story. Right? And we have lots of stories, but if we keep telling ourselves the same story over and over again, we will end up creating and recreating that story. So when we shift from our heads to our heart is far more intelligent than our intellect. It simply is. Because it's exponential. Our intellect is very narrow and it's very rigid. So you're being invited to listen to your inner knowing, because you have it. We all have it. You may just not have been used to listening to your inner knowing. Maybe you don't even know what it feels like to your inner knowing. But I'll tell you one thing. Everyone I know has experienced this at least once. You think of somebody and they call you, right? Classic. That's your inner knowing right there. It just happens so quickly we don't think about it. Yes, you could call it coincidence, but let me assure you, those are not coincidences. Right? The next message card is, it says reach out, but it came to me in this way. And the message I got from it very quickly was don't hold back. So there's something, Virgo, that you're holding back. Maybe it's something you need to say. Maybe it's something you want to do for yourself. Maybe it's something that you've desired for so long, but you really hold yourself back. Acknowledge that you're holding yourself back and ask yourself, why am I holding myself back? Is it because I don't deserve it? Is it because I can't get it? Is it because it's not perfect? Just at least know why you're holding yourself back. In fact, ask your intuition to share with you why you're holding yourself back. Because your head is going to tell you a whole bunch of different stories, but your intuition generally has a much simpler, much clearer answer. So this is a month of becoming more clear in exactly how you hold yourself back. Here's the deal. Once you're conscious of how you hold yourself back, you can stop doing. You can practice something else. Will that become uncomfortable? Yes, because you're going to be doing something that's new. It's called change. But if we keep on doing the same thing over and over again, if we keep holding back, we can only experience limited level of experiences. And I feel like, well, they're saying say yes more often. So maybe you haven't been saying yes as much as you would like, maybe, Maybe like, oh, no, thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Well, maybe say yes, thank you. It feels very elevated. It feels very big. For some of you, Virgos, you're not used to feeling big. And I don't mean ego big. I mean like in your essence, because it's big. That's very big. It can feel at first very uncomfortable, almost overwhelming when you start to really truly feel yourself. But this is the trajectory.
Well, and Virgos are the earth angel.
Oh, well, there you go.
And, like when I read a person with a Virgo chart, with a lot of Virgo, right? I'm always like, do you or do you not know that you're an earth angel? And it's most Virgos, no, I'm not me.
Yeah.
And angels are big. That's big energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the discernment of a Virgo, immediately as a Virgo, you might think, oh, I need to discern, like use my mind. No. Use your heart.
Heart is far more intelligent. In fact, We talked about this, I think, on the last podcast.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to lead with the heart because they feel they're going to be making decisions from a very emotional place. Here's what I will tell you. Once you clear your distortions around your heart has the ability to make critical and tough choices and decisions in a way that is powerful and for everybody's highest good, as long as there's no distortions. Dream big, Virgo.
Virgo, I'm excited for you. What an activation September is for you.
Makes sense.
Libra, happy birthday. August 6th, Mars entered Libra. And of course, across the road in Aries, you've got Neptune, Saturn, Chiron. So that's that opposing that we keep talking about, that I keep bringing up every single month. So there's that, of course, right across in Aries. September 18th, Mercury is going to enter your sign. Okay. And then September 22, the sun enters your sign. And it's also the autumn equinox. Okay. And that happens at 11:19 a.m. PST. So the equinox is happening this month for you. This is you. This is your energy. This is your shine. You've got this, Libra. Okay. So at an equinox, at a change of season, it's change. Okay. So are you embracing the change, Libra? You've got this. You know this energy well. Are you feeling that for the Libras, Joanna?
So the message for Libra is you're on a journey that may not move as fast as you wanted it to move, but it's solid. So you've been working on something, but it's like, oh my God, this is taking a really long time. Sometimes it takes as long as it takes, and it takes root when it's ready, or you see the fruit of your labor when it's ready. Most importantly, success and growth is assured. So whatever path you're on, if it feels like, oh my God, this is taking forever, success and growth is at the end of that. And I don't see it like an ending because it's always moving, but it feels like there's something substantial that you guys are working towards, but you haven't been able to see the fruit of your hard labor yet.
Okay.
If you feel that it is aligned with your truth, if you are living and doing it according to your truth, remember, your intuition will never steer you in the wrong direction, ever. As long as you connect with your truth and is truly, truly what you are aligned with, what you're working, what you want, success and growth is not only achievable, but assured. You see this gentleman, he's facing forward. There is little growth happening. It's happening. It's small, but it is happening in the background. Yeah, and he's facing towards his future. Also, the facing towards his future tells me that this person, in particular, this man in particular, is no longer looking for his frame of reference to the back. Looking forwards. Right? Yeah. So that's and number 8. To me, that's prosperity as well.
Yeah.
It's number 8. Very powerful number.
Infinity. Yeah,
Yes.
that resonates so deeply for me because I had a Libra moon.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like you were speaking, that is like you were giving me a direct reading.
Perfect.
Oh. Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, you are getting a massive activation this month of passion and following your deepest soulful desires this month, September. Okay. So you've got the ongoing story of Lilith. Okay, that's fine and all that jazz, right? But September 22, Mars enters Scorpio. Okay, this is like sexy, sexy, sexy. Yes, okay. Lots of sexy time. Okay, sure. But it's also about deep desires, intensely passionate. So, maybe not just sexual energy, might be sexual energy and, passionate desires for what you're creating. Okay. So what an activation for Scorpio. And like, if anyone knows the desires and all that jazz, it's Scorpio. So what are you picking up on for the Scorpios this month, Joanna?
A lot of emotional clearing very fast.
Mm.
So it might feel a little bit topsy-turvy, turbulent, because when we're doing a lot of emotional clearing, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. And the energy, that card that came through is, I think it's one of swords, and it's in reverse to me. So to me, it speaks about your beliefs about yourself and what you have to offer to the world. And just like the other sign, I don't remember which one it was, there's a tendency for you to hold yourself back, emotionally speaking. So this clearing, this emotional clearing is likely going to be around something that has been unprocessed, probably usually from early childhood, and something that has made you be emotionally closed off. But you're emotionally closed off because you're protecting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you are protecting yourself, consciously or otherwise, it is because you are perceiving and expecting danger. So if you're in a relationship and you are emotionally not allowing yourself to be open, it's because there's a story somewhere inside of you that says, if I open, I will get hurt. That means at some point it happened, you got hurt, and you're still holding on to that memory, but it's more than a memory, it's an energetic charge. And that has affected your belief systems in terms of what is safe and what is not safe. There are people out there who want to be in loving relationships, but their idea of relationships is unsafe. So if that's somebody's programming, the relationships that I've experienced in my life, they made me feel unsafe. Okay, relationships equals unsafe. If that is your core belief system, any relationship you will step into, you will automatically, unconsciousness, be projecting the unsafety into that relationship, and you will feel unsafe. Because the world is going to keep mirroring back to you what you believe is true for you. Okay. That doesn't mean run around the street and be open to every single person that you see across the street. Obviously, you need to be discerning, but this is more nuanced than that. It's allowing yourself to be open in a relationship. Like, for example, in a relationship, if you are emotionally not allowing yourself to be open, if you are not vulnerable, then you are not allowing the fullness of the experience to be a part of your life. You're just holding yourself back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So a lot of emotional clearing and fast. And the symbol I received is the proverbial Ace of Cups, which is emotional renewal.
New beginning in that. A new beginning in an emotional, new emotional reality.
Yeah. Yay. Good.
Yeah.
Potent stuff this month.
Yeah, this is eclipse energy. Everything we're talking.
So emotional clearing, perfect for eclipse.
Yes. Eclipse it out. It's done. Sagittarius. So, Sag, again, for you this month, nothing in your sign, but Uranus just entered Gemini, which is right across from you. So it's that opposing energy. It's like, am I open to liberation? Am I open to being liberated or not? Because I'm feeling this in my nervous system. I'm feeling it in. Okay, so it's not in your sign, but since it's exactly opposite your sign, you might be imposing that. You might be saying no. You might be saying, no, I'm not going to be liberated.
Damn it.
I will not. And you might be crisis creating, picking fights and fighting about all the stuff. But really,
pick your battles wisely. Remember the message.
Listen to the call within, because there is a huge change that is whispering to you. Right now, it's still a whisper. Okay, right now it's still a whisper. And you might be hearing it in the far off distant, like a yodel. It's like a yodel. But there's something for you, Sag. Like, yes, there's nothing in your sign, but there's everything in your sign. Sagittarius.
When I tune into Sagittarius, I get butterfly in my stomach. Like when you're excited, there's butterflies.
Yes.
So there is a bit of nervous energy with it. And to me, it feels like it's something new, but slightly overwhelming. And I can connect with that with me as well. And the message that comes through is the Four of Swords. And I'm going to give a message that's going to sound a little bit weird, and I'll explain. But what I feel here is you're making peace with your anxiety. That's almost play on words, isn't it? You're making peace with your anxiety. How? By first and foremost, understanding your anxiety and where it comes from. because your anxiety comes from generally a place of fear and safety. Okay. So there's something in your life that looks like is going to be transpiring that's going to give you butterflies, a little bit of nervousness. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of nervousness, because where we're excited and nervousness, those are very similar energies, right? One is just forward looking and the other one is more fear-based. But you know, when you're excited about something, it's a bit of a nervous energy. There's nothing wrong with that, but it may trigger some unresolved feelings you have about yourself and your own level of worthiness. Here's the worthiness again. There it is. Oops, there it is. Right. So it's not about getting rid of that part of you. It's about, what's the word I want to use? Weakness. Go ahead, tell me the word.
Making space for all the parts of you.
Thank you. Perfectly said. There you go. Perfectly said. Now, somebody will say, what do you mean? I don't want anxiety in my life. Well, if you don't want anxiety in your life, then stop resisting it. And people seem to think that if they welcome anxiety back into their life, they're going to be anxious. No, what happens is when you stop resisting it, it softens. And your entire nervous system softens. And then what happens is like, oh, it's actually safe to be being in my body. The whole thing with people not being in their body and being afraid of feeling in the body, it's notorious. It's crazy how prevalent that is. But anyway, back to you, Sagittarius. There's some old stories that are likely going to surface around unworthiness. Okay. And you're making peace with that part of you. Not because you're unworthy, but because you realize the whole idea of you being unworthy doesn't even exist. It's just tied to some story. Okay. And I can certainly connect with that as part of my stuff being Sagittarius. That's my moon, isn't it? That's my moon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my north node, so resonate.
So that's my shadow right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Capricorn. Nice break. Yeah, he went through Pluto. So we've talked about this. We're happy for you, Capricorn. However, your ruler, which is Saturn just left Aries on September 1. So the first day of the whole month. Saturn just left Aries. So it's back into Pisces. So it's time for you to tune into your ruling planet. Okay. What was the guidance on building, starting something new, setting goals and boundaries, right? Like, what did you learn from your ruler being in Aries? Because Aries is the pioneer. Aries is the leader. Aries takes the lead. You know, are you doing that, Capricorn? Because Capricorn loves being safe and having it just so. And, you know, Capricorns are the goats, but like they're very mature, right? And Aries are not mature. Aries takes leaps and does the damn thing. So it's time for you to tune into your ruler that's gone back into Pisces, because it gave you a little taste test of what your ruling planet is like in the immature Aries energy. But really, it's childlike, not childish, with your ruling planet being in there. So tell me, Capricorn, how you're feeling that. And how about you, Joanna? How are you feeling that energy for the Capricorn?
I started laughing when you said something about starting new, because the message came through was finish what you started.
Here.
So there's a need to finish what you've started. This is an interesting one. Don't take people's heads off. Don't bite people's heads off. So if you're a very strong personality, well, maybe just be gentle. Maybe just be a little bit gentle. Don't pound people with your truth over their heads, because that oftentimes doesn't work very well. Be an example. That's a better way. Making lemonade out of lemons. So if life hand you lemons, make the goddamn lemonade. I actually think drinking my own lemonade, it tastes pretty darn good. So those are kind of the hint. But again, same for Leos, I believe. 9 of Cups, dreams coming true. This is a beautiful omen for you. Again, because you're open, not because you're closed, but because you're open emotionally. You're also becoming a lot more emotionally available. For many of you, you are stuck in your preservation mode, all fear stuff, and you're becoming a lot more emotionally. It's not that you are not emotionally available. It's that you were you are emotionally not feeling safe. So you're working through some stuff or have been working through some stuff, and you're coming to a space where you're allowing yourself to be a lot more emotionally open and therefore vulnerable.
Yeah.
Vulnerability is a big thing for
Beautiful.
people.
Beautiful. I love the V word. I love the V word. Okay. Cappy. Okay. Loved it. Aquarius. So on August 9th, there was a full moon in Aquarius. It was right at the 8-8 portal. Yes, of course, Pluto is in your sign, and we all know this, and you of all people know this. But that 8-8 on almost 8-8 full moon in Aquarius was a biggie. Okay. And so how did it affect you? How did it guide you to close the door, to open the new one, to end the cycle, to start a new cycle? What did it illuminate for you? Are you still processing it? It's a maybe. Sure, there's nothing else in your sign for September, and that's lovely because I think you need a break, you know. Well, of course, Pluto being in your sign, so that's something. But nothing else in terms of, the inner planet or, the eclipses are not in your sign. So what was that amazing full moon all about for you? What are you picking up on for Aquarius, Joanna?
Well, first and foremost, peace. I'll take that. They showed me a vision of a peacock, and right away to me, it's a symbol of being proud of yourself, but not the kind of, hey, look at me. It's the kind of that says, I see me. Very different. It's you seeing you versus, hey, see me. Very, very different. Less resistance. And the message is you're qualified. You're qualified. Whatever it is that might be coming up for you, an opportunity, whatever it is, you're qualified. And I'm hearing less resistance. Now the card is, ta-da, spread your wings.
Beauty.
So
Perfect.
there's a path opening in front of you that's divinely guided. You just have to be open to it. You just have to be open to it. That's the message. And 2, for me, it's choices, beginnings. It might somehow connect to month of February. I don't know how. So that's 6-7 months from now or so. So this actually may make sense to you. I feel like you're being prepared for this right now. So that's why being proud of yourself is important, because if you're not, you're going to be doing this, right? Yeah. Show your goodies, show your stuff.
Yes.
You're more than qualified.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Freeing, peaceful energy for Aquarius. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, last and certainly never least, Pisces. Buckle up. Why do I say that to you, Pisces? Why? I'll tell you why. On September 7th, so right at the beginning of the month, there is a total full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees Pisces. It's on the North Node. The North Node's at 18 degrees. Okay. And this is a total full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees. So it's a total eclipse when the moon and the node is close, and that's 15 to 18 degrees. So there is lovely energy here, in my humble opinion, as an astrologer looking at the chart of this lunar eclipse, because there's a trine to Jupiter. Jupiter is one of your rulers, Pisces. Okay, a trine is like a nice energy. It's like easy energy. So it's like the let go, let goddess. It's the forgive it all, the let it all go energy that I'm sensing from this lunar eclipse. And Joanna's just like nodding her head. So you, out of anyone, Pisces, you can sit back at this eclipse, grab your popcorn, grab your cup of tea, or whatever suits your fancy. Be the great observer of your life, and whatever comes, embrace it with love. Whatever goes, embrace that. Let it go with love. This is such a powerful one. It can be for you. It really can be, with that trine to one of your rulers. Joanna, what are you picking up for Pisces?
You want to hear this while I was smiling? Because here's the statement. Not my circus, not my monkey.
Yeah.
Right?
Know what's yours. That's a discernment piece. I love that.
You want to hear something even better? I got
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Choose your battles wisely. Oh, beauty.
Same.
Same. Exactly the same. It was shown to me as a strong month and a month of recalibration and transformation.
Okay.
What's this transformation about? Same old, same old. Why do you hold yourself back? Know yourself. If you're holding yourself back, at least know why you're holding. Why have you been holding yourself back? Well, Joanna, I don't know if I'm holding myself back. Okay, well, are you experiencing what you desire? No. Well, then you're holding yourself back. Okay? That's generally how it works. You may not know this consciously, but this is because the world is always going to give you a physical confirmation or affirmation of what you believe is true. Right? So the theme of holding back seems to be a lot of amongst many signs.
Yeah.
I certainly can attest to that, but I think most people do it. It's just a part of human fabric. But that seems to be something that you are, that you are transforming in a very powerful way. And again, the similar message I got as for some other sign for Pisces. You are more than qualified. You are more than qualified. So perhaps you've been holding yourself back because you feel like you're not qualified. I'll give you an example. Thank you. I actually just had a client before we got on video. And this particular person is going to school because she believes that, school is going to give her whatever she needs. And what Source said to her? Source said, you're already fully qualified.
Oh.
You know how you're qualified? Your experience. That's how you're qualified.
Yes.
So they said to her, you can take the course by all means because that makes the ego happy. Oh, now I have something I can show. That means I have worth. But they say, that is not going to give you anything you don't already know. What you bring to the table is your experience. So it's a similar message. Yeah, but definitely choose your battles. Yeah, not my circus, not my monkey.
So good. This is such an activating month with these eclipses for everyone. Virgo and Pisces are the stars, if we want to say that, because it's happening in those signs. But for everyone, the advice is, sit back, become the observer of your life. If it comes, great. If it goes, great. Be the observer.
Mm-hmm.
Have some discernment. Open your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Simple, but certainly not easy.
Yeah, easy for me to say, right?
Right. Well, not even for you after what you've been through. But that's another story.
That's another podcast, Joanna.
It is. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Let us know in your comments how these messages resonate with you. Have yourself a fabulous September, and we look forward to seeing you soon on our next podcast. Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.